morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Firstly, thank you. Thank you. I did a live last night with the Living Wellness Fairs. Of course, we've got Shell Harbour this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, coming up in the future, Goulburn, Bathurst. I have been sharing to my page, but if you do want to book a reading with me or one of the other psychics, you can check some of the previous posts which have the information on it. If you can't find it, you can email me. I am available for personal readings. Unfortunately, Friday and Monday I'm travelling again because I'm going back to Shell Harbour, so no readings on Friday or Monday, but I'm available from Tuesday next week. I think that's everything. I can't think of anything more. Slowly starting to get organised. I don't have as many boxes anymore, which is awesome. I've got still things to organise and unpack, but I'm slowly getting there. So hopefully back to normal in the next week or two, and it'll be a little bit more settled. All right, we're going to use the Albino. No, we're not. We're going to use the Celtic Tarot for your reading this morning. So let's get straight into it. Oh, who doesn't love the victory card when it comes out as the first card of the day? A victory card, Six of Wands. Now, there is always a little bit of a caution with the tarot card. There are no good or bad, but they certainly all come with a caution. And the Six of Wands is no different. It carries this caution of don't be too overconfident. But I feel like you have achieved something here that you do feel really good about. And it is okay to sort of pat yourself on the back for whatever reason. You've done something here that other people are recognizing, which is really awesome. So let's just go in a little bit further. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like some of you may be being recognized in your field of work, or maybe you've just finished a course. You could have completed something in regards to training, but whatever it is here, you look like you're on the road here for something pretty incredible to happen. Queen of Swords. Oh boy. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. Definitely something to do with work here. Some sort of recognition in your workspace, I feel, with the 8 and 10. The Queen of Swords can be, representative of Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but I feel like, a lot of the time it just represents the energy. In terms of the air signs, they are often people who use their mind a lot. They're much more logical than the other signs, but they're not so attached to their heart space, so they can be a little cut off. This is general. But mostly with the air signs, there is a feeling of, I always want to say, cerebral energy, like really people who really think things out, strategize, plan, use logic to go forward. And I feel like in this particular scenario here, whatever it is for you, the reason you're doing so well is because you've really applied yourself in a very academic way. Whatever you're doing here, you're achieving something great. And I don't feel that it stops here because the Eight of Pentacles is here. So I feel like here, yeah, you're sort of planning for the future. Whatever you've done, whatever you achieved is setting you up for your goals for the future. So let's have a look and see where this reading is taking us. All right. So I have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups. I feel like something has been achieved here, but you've already secured a place, a job, a future here with this energy. Sometimes when we do study or we do placements or we apply ourselves to something, it's enough proof for somebody to see our potential and offer us something more. So for me, this says that somebody here, as a part of that sort of representation, is about to offer you something more. Look at this. There is more than one person here. We have communication going backwards and forwards. I have 3 pages here. It's almost like you're in demand for something now. So whatever you've gone after, whatever you went towards, whatever you've completed, you've put yourself in demand. So I feel like there's a lot of people here are sort of trying to compete for your attention. Let's just go another level. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, of course. You are shining so brightly here. You are really making yourself known. Something here that you've done or completed or brought to the end of is so powerful for you that it is making people take notice. You are not just sort of stumbling along anymore. You're now in the limelight. So if this has been something that you've been trying to get off the ground, I have all 4 suits on the table. And to me, it sort of makes me feel like you've really grasped something so greatly. If you've been trying to get a business off the ground, if you've been trying to get some sort of artistic career off the ground, to me, this talks about conversations, contracts being signed. Something here is coming your way, and I don't feel you have to really, it's not like you've worked really hard for it. I feel that you've just been very clever in how you've spent your energy. It's almost like you've aligned with something on your path here that was meant for you. So because you've aligned with it, now everything can sort of move forward like it's meant to. You may be offered like a TV contract here, or a contract that is going to really sort of take you even higher than where you currently are. Okay, so there is this sort of energy here of needing to sort of step back and take time out to make a decision in which way to go. And because I have these sort of, more than one offer on the table, I feel like each and every offer needs to be looked at very closely. And to me, it feels like you're doing either a lot of research on the people that are offering you work or a job or a career or contract. But it's not just like that. It's almost like you want to be sure that whatever you go after is exactly what you want in your life. Sometimes we get 2 jobs in, and if we've sort of been struggling for a little while to get a job, you may take the one that's worth the most money, and there'll be other times when you may take it because they have better conditions, like they may have, something like a really strong way of giving you a work-life balance, like you may be able to work from home, for example. So sometimes it's about the conditions, sometimes it's about the money. But what I see here more than that, this decision is about how much it's going to let you be, I want to say responsible, but it's autonomy that we're talking here. You're really looking for something that gives you more autonomy, more energy to do what you want to do, to use your ideas, to, contribute. You don't want to be working for somebody who is controlling everything here. So I feel that you're doing a lot of research here to really understand what you're being offered, how much that's going to pay, what sort of conditions you're going to get from this particular thing, and also whether it aligns with your purpose. All right, I have the 9 of Wands and the 8 of Cups here. I really feel here like there's such a strong energy of not wanting to repeat a pattern or not wanting to go back to an old way of doing things. So if you're taking on something new, your approach is, this is why the Queen of Swords is there. You have this approach that is full of clarity and full of really defining what you want in your future. I don't feel here that you will just accept the first thing that comes along here. It really feels to me like you're going to investigate. You're more than likely going to speak to people who've perhaps worked in that industry. You maybe get feedback, look at reviews. This is deep research you're doing here. I feel like you're trying to make sure that you don't go through perhaps the same things you've done in the past. King of Pentacles, that's beautiful to get that at the end. King of Pentacles coming out at the end. So what I see here is there's something that you are achieving, something that you've completed, something here that is giving you some sort of victory. Either this is people noticing what you're doing, or you've achieved something, maybe an award, you may have got through your bachelor degree, but something here is being handed to you that makes you feel really good. You know, I did oh golly, I've done a lot of qualifications, certifications in the past. But when I did my tertiary education, there was a real, I struggled a lot. I hadn't really been at school for a long time. I struggled a lot with concepts. I'm a bit of a logical person. So, you know, there were subjects that I didn't find easily, that came to me easily. And the one that I really loved doing that I struggled with was Australian studies, social studies, which were all about Australia. And I only came here when I was 16, so I really hadn't schooled on that. The most I knew was Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. And I remember reading about or having studies on Rotorua in New Zealand, which fascinated me. But there were very minimal stuff, really, very minimal stuff. And I did Australian studies and I really enjoyed it. I loved reading about the history of Australia. And I know it's fairly new, but it's so interesting. So much happened in the very few sort of couple of 100 years that had gone before me. And I was so thrilled when I hit the 97th percentile for that. It was the highest I'd ever scored in anything. I came 7th in Australia in that particular study. I cannot believe still how well I did for something, but that's how I felt. It was only part of the whole thing. The whole thing probably, you know, overall wasn't, you know, the most brilliant I've ever done, but that particular subject and scoring so high made me feel so good about myself. But I really loved what I was doing. I really enjoyed learning that particular subject. So whatever you're doing here, whatever you're achieving, it is heartfelt. It is something that you've wanted. You're applying yourself to it. So it's, to me, it feels more like a career than a job. I do see here, this is financial. This is whatever this is, it's setting you up financially for life. I feel here you've really studied from the perspective of strategizing, keeping your mind focused, having a lot of clarity, being really clear about the end goal. And I feel like no matter what, there is definitely a new direction in work coming through here, a new direction in what you're doing, and you're coming up as the King of Pentacles. And look how you're looking here. So overall, you've achieved something pretty magnificent here. And the fact that you're looking proud of yourself, well, maybe pride isn't the most healthy way of explaining it. You feel really completed. You feel like you've done something that you've worked a long time for. Whatever this is, you have a right to sit back and feel good about what you've done. This is going to set you up for life, whatever it is. So I feel like for many of you, this is definitely more career than what it is a job. I really feel here that you could have been recognised through your study. Maybe you have scored high. Nobody came rushing after me when I got my high percentile, but it wasn't about that for me. It was about how I scored so high in something. I'd never scored that high in anything before. But I realised it was because of what I loved. I loved social studies. I went on to do my Bachelor of Social Science because I loved the social stuff so much. But yeah, that's another sort of life that I've lived alongside this one. All right, let's have a look at an oracle card for you. There's two there, I don't want to. Oh, there it is. Deep, quiet, meditation and stillness. Isn't that interesting? Maybe you've started a business in that sort of area. Maybe something to do with the career or the work you're doing requires you to practice something here. Let's have a look. Maybe it's just about the time to be really still and quiet to make a choice and a decision about what you want in your future. We do have the number 11 here. This is also about clarity as well. which comes through very, very strongly in the reading. That's sort of getting into your logical mind and really thinking about what it is you want to achieve. Being really clear, having good goals, solid goals. When deep quiet appears, it is a message from the cosmos calling you to stillness, to step outside the concerns of your everyday life. This does not mean to slow down and take a breath, although that is a good start. The cosmos is inviting you to go deep to that place where the noise stops and there is the vast emptiness of inner space. When we don't respond, life can stop us in our tracks. Listen to your still small voice. Remember that you want to catch a spirit on a whisper, not a shout. That's what I always say. Don't ignore the poke with the stick. So it is talking about sort of slowing down, and I feel like here it may be that that you're being asked to slow down to make exactly the right decision. Don't rush it. If this is something you've worked really hard towards, then it's time to really make sure you're right on track with this. I feel like here that it will give you the space to really understand what you want from this achievement. It will give you the time to find clarity in what you want to do going forward. But whatever it is, the universe is asking you to step back and just think about what you want here. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.